What's up, everybody? Austin here, bro.
And
Epic.
Joey, bro, epic.
We are finally getting together and doing our Zoom podcast, 800 miles apart.
Did you plan that?
I didn't.
What? It did that by itself.
I have no idea how that happened, but
how did that happen?
Oh,
well, you said what?
Again. I'm trying to figure out how it happened. Well, doesn't matter. Today, we're talking about the Mandela Effect.
Yes, we are.
And it all starts with one man, Nelson Mandela.
Yes.
Motherfucker died in prison, but he didn't.
No. Because of the Mandela Effect.
Yeah, the Mandela Effect. He didn't actually die in prison, but there are so many examples of it, like the Bernstein Bears.
Right, which, believe it or not, and I told you about this earlier, but I'll let our viewers know. Austin, I'm referring to, sends me this list of ideas or just kind of a picture of a document referring to what we were going to do in this episode, right?
Yeah, like I always do. Send you a little update before we get shit done.
Right. So, and in this thing, I read some of it just to get the gist. And I was talking about the Bernstein Bears were on that list. And I was like, oh yeah, that's a good point, because some people remember it being Bernstein Bears. Some people no, it's the Berenstain Bears or whatever. But
I don't think they're Jewish bears.
They could be. They could be.
Berenstain. No, they're not. They're not Jewish bears. But
anyway, so then so I'm just going through work as normal. And what's crazy is that my work does this weekly meeting with everybody, this weekly remote meeting. And what's crazy is that out of almost seemingly out of nowhere, they start referring to the whole Bernstein Bear Mandela Effect thing.
Yeah.
And it was just.
Yeah, I just pulled up our notes here. Literally, it's the first thing that I put on our list of things to talk about is Bernstein Bears. Many people remember the popular children's book as Bernstein. Literally, first thing on the list. And
right.
Y'all just start talking about it at work.
Right. It is. If that's not the Mandela Effect, I don't know what is.
No, but what
it was
do you
crazy.
Remember it as?
Bernstein, just BR, however Bernstein would be spelled, and that's how I remember it.
Yeah, it's spelled the same way like Frankenstein,
right?
But nobody else remembers that. But the biggest one going on the internet right now is Fruit of the Loom.
Yes, well, whether or not it has the cornucopia, right?
Yeah, I 100% remember it having a cornucopia.
Oh, dude, I'm pretty sure I could go into my laundry right now and find something with a cornucopia on it. I'm so certain. I'm so certain that Fruit of the Loom always had that and just switched.
Oh yeah, I have a shirt from 2015, an old Marvel shirt, and it doesn't have the cornucopia. So it was before I got that shirt, but I know for a fact it had one on the fucking whitey tighties we all used to wear as children.
Right. And that's what I'm thinking is that I think if enough people did research, they would find that you could probably narrow down the exact month or at least quarter of the year that Fruit of the Loom decided to rebrand and change their logo to one without a cornucopia.
Why get rid of it?
Well, and I think that's the key question as well, is that why get rid of it? There's nothing negative about a cornucopia, is there? Because Aunt Jemima and I guess Uncle Ben's He's still got his rice. But like Aunt Jemima, like people found Land O'Lakes butter. They took the Indian off.
It was some cornstarch too. My mom always used to tell me, go grab the cornstarch with the little Indian lady on it. Now it's like, all right, I don't know which one to grab. There's no longer a little Indian motherfucker on the thing. It's like, I don't know what to do.
Exactly.
It's like, I don't know. Nobody knows the name brand of it when you go to the grocery store.
So is a cornucopia like offensive? Would that be something that would drive a change?
I mean, I don't see it being offensive. I mean, what has a cornucopia ever done to anybody besides bear fruit for the loom?
Is a coronectomy painful?
What?
I don't even know what a coronectomy is.
But you have to think. Okay, we're all experiencing these different things with the Mandela effect. When did everyone start to notice all of these changes? Was it in 2012 when the world was supposed to end?
Like, you know what I just thought? Sorry, not to interrupt you. So I just thought about it. So like a cornucopia, when you think about the Fruit of the Loom logo, what do you think of?
Like think of wife beater t-shirts.
Well, right, but besides that, so if you take the logo of the cornucopia with fruits and what have you, what is it like? Where does it bring you?
Thanksgiving.
Boom. Thanksgiving, right?
Yeah.
So, and if it brings you to Thanksgiving, there are plenty of people who say Thanksgiving is offensive because of the settlers stealing land from the Indians who stole land from 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 the Vikings.
No, we found it fair and square. They may have been here first, but we got on our boat and we found it fair and square. Finders keepers.
Right, but there are people who find it offensive.
Right, those people.
So, do you think that that's possible during that time period? They were just like somebody, their new HR head of HR was like, "Hey, we're racist. We should change that." You know what I'm saying?
It's a good thing we don't have an HR.
Yeah, Bro Epic has no HR.
I was just going through editing some videos today, and oh boy, we are.
Did you change your desk? That looks really nice.
No, this is the same desk.
Oh, is that's the mat you have on there?
Yeah, that's the mat I got.
That's cool.
I need a bigger one. It's not quite big enough for everything I want to do. But like, when did the Mandela effect really start? Because like everybody thinks Nelson Mandela died in prison in like the 80s or something. But like, that's really the only example I can think of from way back. Now we go into the 2010s. The world was supposed to end on the 21st of December
2012. Yeah, they made a movie about it. Great movie. Let me tell you.
It was a great movie.
Great movie.
And then we start seeing all these different things. Did we have a timeline shift? Are we in a new multiverse?
You know,
that's the question.
And who knows? Because you got to wonder. See, I personally, I err on the side of, I think that there are some crazy coincidences out in the world. And if you look for them, you can find some crazy coincidences.
There's a bunch of shit out there that's like, why did this happen the way it did when it did, just out of random?
Right. And then how on earth does that line up with something else? Like pi, for example, the number pi, not the food. We like the food too, but the number pi turns up in places it just should not turn up.
Oh yeah, no,
like in completely different areas of mathematics beyond a circle.
Oh yeah, like in our pyramid series, The pyramids are lined up with pi.
Right.
How
There
did
was
they know what pi was
exactly
5,000 years ago?
exactly. And I watched a video about how so if you have a larger object collide with a smaller object, remove friction from the idea, and they do like a head-on collision, right? So the
Yeah.
bigger object is not going to be slowed down as much as the little one. So now pretend there's a wall. So the little object is between the big object and the wall. So if the big
Yeah.
object hits the little object, it'll like come bounce off like, and then like get to the point where it's like infinitely small, but that somehow results in the number pi. Like
Yeah.
explain how that has to do with a circle. Like
It
what?
doesn't have anything to do with it. Like, there are just so many weird coincidences with the universe. When you've got numbers just showing up, like the number 37, it shows up in a bunch of shit. Why?
Oh, there was that reminds me that that coincidence. Well, some people would probably think that it's kind of a confirmed factual theory now at this point. But some people predicted that the Chiefs were going to win the Super Bowl because of the number 13, I believe it was, because Travis Kelce, I think his number's 13, and I think it was like the 13th game that Taylor Swift watched, or it was something like that. And like there were just so many things that like lined up with this same number. I'm not 100% sure if it was 13, but I thought it was.
I mean,
And it was just
let's look it up. 13. I mean, there's 13 reasons why. Netflix is not a sponsor, but we should have our own special. Let's see, 13
maybe it
Chiefs.
was. Man.
13 Chiefs conspiracy. All the times the number 13 was relevant in Super Bowl 58.
Yeah, it was 13. I was right, but it's not his number. It was everything else though.
All right, so it says here, ba-da-da-ba.
Da da da.
The game was on February 11th, which was 2 plus 11, 13. They played the 49ers. 4 plus 9 is 13.
Right.
It is San Francisco's quarterback wears 13. Taylor Swift was born on December 13th. But like it all adds up. And why?
Well, some people seem to think that it lines up because they just predicted the winner of the Super Bowl. But the reality is the person who gave the refs the most amount of money won that Super Bowl, if you ask.
Oh yeah, no, 100%. Taylor Swift paid the refs off, hoping that she'd get proposed to, and then
The NFL just ate up that whole story. The NFL just ate up that whole story of like, oh my God, not only can we get a bunch of dudes interested, but let's get all the women interested too.
Yeah, let's get all the women
It's a
interested.
huge ploy to try to make money. And I think a lot of people are just annoyed by it.
Oh yeah.
You've got two sides of the spectrum. You've got the people who are annoyed by it, and then the people who are like happy that people are annoyed by it. And they're like, oh, haha, I can't believe that if that bothers you, then you just hate women. You know, there's that side, and then there's the side that is just like there's no point in including something that has nothing to do with something else, and then just to try and make money. Like it's not, you're not fooling anybody. Women aren't that stupid. I know that, you know.
We like to shit on women and everyone else, but like we know that women are capable of things. Like
right. And what's crazy is that these advertisers or these organizations think that women are just dumb. Like they think that, and then but then they're trying to play the role of being the most tolerable.
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, oh, women could do anything a man can do. And I'm just saying that because I think women are stupid enough to think if I say that, then I care about them and my product is good for them. Like that's how these companies are thinking. So narrow minded. And I would say the majority of women aren't that dumb. I mean, obviously there are some dumb people out there and there's dumb women out there that probably do fall for that. And that's where you get your extreme feminists from, is where that comes from.
Speaking of women though, so you I'm sure you've heard of the show based in New York with women having sex. Is it called Sex and the City or Sex in the City? Like that's another Mandela effect. Which one
is it? Not Sex in the City?
I'm pretty sure it's Sex in the City. Like that's what I
no, it's Sex and this. Wait,
I remember it being Sex in the City. But then it's kind of odd.
Right, it's and I thought it was in.
I did too. When you
I'm pretty sure
it's Sex and the City. But I don't think I have ever heard anyone say that. It's always been in. And then keeping on the topic of New York, do you know Curious George didn't have a tail?
Yeah, he had a tail. It's literally in like the poster.
No, he's a fucking monkey without a tail.
No.
Yeah. If you look at
how weird is that? It looks like a little brown child.
Nobody ever noticed.
That is weird. Well, so what if he wasn't a monkey? What if? Now I know this might sound bad, but like, let's say, what's the dude's name?
I think it's just the man in the yellow hat.
The man in the yellow. So if the man, like, let's say that Curious George was a story that originated because an explorer went to Africa and found a little African child and then adopted him and took him back. And like, that's the story of Curious George. And like, how racist would that be?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, the other thing is like, did the Monopoly man have a monocle?
Yeah, he had a monocle.
I mean, the leading theory is he's never had it.
But no.
Yeah, yeah. Did not have his monocle. And then here, one of the most quoted lines of a movie of all time from Star Wars episode 6, since I think they went backwards. It's Luke, I am your father.
Yeah, that's the words.
No, it's not.
Yes, no,
it's not. If you go back and watch the movie, it is no, I'm your father. Doesn't say anything about saying Luke or nothing. Because if you watch,
because he was probably saying like, you killed my father, and then Vader is like, no, I am your father.
Yeah, it's the way it goes is, I was told you killed my father, and the response is no, I am your father.
That's crazy because I have a fairly vivid memory of the scene. You know, they're kind of hanging down under this
iconic scene of anything.
Vader's got his hand chopped off, I think, at that point, and he's like breathing heavy because Luke just like kicked his ass, and
he's got his hand chopped off. Luke is hanging out on the bottom of the thing, getting ready to fall off.
And then he like heavy breathing, like Luke, I am your father. like I remember that whole thing. That's crazy.
No, it's just no, I am your father.
Literally, Austin, the toy Vader mask had little preset buttons for different voice effects and from the movies, different catchphrases and whatnot. And one of them literally said, Luke, I am your father. The recording on the toy product said, Luke, I am your father. I am 100% certain of that.
No, it does
So
not.
how crazy is that even they made toys that were their own Mandela effect?
So I got another one for you. And I know we were in the same history class, and we saw this photo together. The monk in the Tibetan square got run over by the tank. You remember
I'm
that?
trying to remember that photo. What is it?
The Tibetan square. It's the guy in China stands in front of the tank.
I am fairly. Wait, one more time. What am I looking up here?
It'll be Tiananmen. Tiananmen Square.
Okay, that's suspicious. Dude, all I did was type in TIA. And it literally the first thing is Tiananmen Square.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I've seen that tons of times. Yeah.
Yeah, people say it's not real.
No, I've seen that photo.
Apparently doesn't exist. He was never run over by that tank. Even though I know you're looking at the photo right now, he's standing there with a tank in front of him.
There's literally different views of the same thing.
Whoa, yeah, like I'm not looking at it myself, but I know for a fact.
Wait, what?
I looked this up.
Dude. How weird is that?
Oh, yeah.
So I'm looking at what I'm looking at right now. The Wikipedia for that photo and the US Embassy in Uruguay's photo of the same thing, just one is more zoomed in than the other. They're two completely different roads.
Yeah. Like things aren't lining up on that.
They don't line up. No. And it would have been right about the same time because either he moved out of the way or got run over by the tanks.
So, I mean, how do we have two photos of two totally different things for the same event?
That's wild.
I mean, like it doesn't
we'll have to superimpose the photo of what we're talking about so people can to see it.
I mean, we're on Zoom. Can't you do like share screen or something?
Oh yeah, that's a great idea. You think it'll work?
It might work. I mean, we'll figure it out. I mean, if it doesn't share it and get the recording of it, I'll just throw the photo up.
There's a free version of Zoom not let you screen share, or you got to give me permissions, I think.
Do I have to give you permission? Multiple participants and screen share simultaneously. Turned on.
Let's see. Oh, it's there now. I just had to here we go. All right. You see it?
Yeah, I see it.
All right. Boom. This is so this is what I was talking about. So the Wikipedia photo right here, you can see like the white lines from there. He's in a crosswalk.
Yep. Right. He's always been in the crosswalk with the tanks in front of him.
So that's Wikipedia. What's crazy? The US Embassy in Uruguay. Look where he's at.
There's no yellow lines. He's not in a turn lane.
That's the diff, but that's more reliable. The US Embassy website of Uruguay, you would think is going to have a more reliable photo than Wikipedia.
Those are entirely different.
It's another angle. Again, not in a crosswalk, but not on the yellow lines either.
So that's three photos. One on the crosswalk, one on the double yellow, and one in the middle of the lane.
Right.
That's wild.
Okay, so he has 2 bags of groceries there, or whatever. It's possible he has a second bag there, but I could have swore the Wikipedia one.
You would think that the angle wouldn't matter because you got to think.
He's only got 1 bag in this one. There is no bag in his right hand.
Are they? No, that
The
would
other one's
make.
had a bag. Well,
I was going to say maybe it's the same moment, but at different times. But like, why would he lose a bag of groceries and then
where would
walk
it have gone?
backwards? Because that'd be the only difference is like if he had walked backwards or something.
This one has 3 tanks. This one has 4 tanks.
Oh my God.
Now, explain that.
There is no explanation for that. Holy shit.
Now, what's crazy is this turn lane, the symbol on the turn lane looks similar. Right?
You just don't lose a fucking tank though.
Well, right.
Like
so where did the tank go?
Like they are so close. You just don't. Are those even the same tanks?
They appear to be just different color grading on the photos.
Okay. So he's
as far as I could tell, it's a different angle and different color grading, but everything else looks pretty accurate. No, that 2 antennas off the first tank. Yeah, they're accurate. The tanks, but everything else is just. No, it's almost. It's like 2 different photos.
Holy shit! We might be onto something here.
Wait, look, there's the 4th tank. Wait a second. So.
Wait, why is it all the way back there?
Yeah, we're gonna go through this timeline. So clearly, this tank had to catch up, right? Yep, so where are we at? We're in the middle of this lane. We are to the left of the yellow lines as from the tank perspective. Yep. And that 4th tank is catching up. Okay. So where was it?
That one
here. When would this have been? Wait. Would this have been? Hold on. Would this have been right before this crosswalk? As if he were standing about here? I don't know if you could see.
That's what I was saying earlier. Maybe he walked backwards, but where did the groceries go?
Right. Did he drop the, wait a second. Where was that, the one catching up? Where's that tank that was falling behind? Did I lose it? Oh, no.
I don't think so.
So he still got the 2 bags there.
Okay.
He still got the 2 bags. Wait. So prior to crosswalk.
Okay, prior to crosswalk.
And prior to 4 tanks. Right.
4th tank is catching up.
Right. So he's got his bags before the 4th tank gets there. He's got his bags still when the tanks are there. And then he's got it. Where was?
Look on the
world. But in the crosswalk, he doesn't have it.
No.
So at what point?
Go to YouTube. See if they have a video of it. Because I find it really odd. I mean, it wasn't all that long ago. I think it was 89. IAN.
Where I got it somewhere.
I just got it.
Here we go.
It is tanked. Let's copy it. Your tank run over.
All right, this looks like the right thing. I'll turn off the captions. This one. Wait a second. Hold on. This looks like it.
Yep, that's the video. Wait,
And there's the fourth tank catching up.
catching up.
Him climbing on the tank?
Yeah, but look, he's climbing on the tank before the crosswalk.
That's a good point. Wait, so when does it get to the crosswalk? Because
Right there.
wait a second.
It just split.
They move. Where's the clipped footage?
It jumped.
It did, because he was there prior to crosswalk, climbing up on the thing, and then it clips to him and a bicyclist already there, or there was probably some sort of police, and then he gets carried off. Look, he's at them. Wait a second, because he just walked up to them, right?
Yep.
So if he just walked up, then let's go back here. If he just walked up, then how does this exist? This is well before the turn.
Yep. Yep.
And he's already up at it. And then how does this exist? Because he's by himself.
And he's by himself at the crosswalk. And the video shows people there with him.
It almost seems as if they took a photo of him prior to crosswalk and then just took him and planted him here.
I've got no answers for that.
No,
This
that's pretty.
This
That's pretty crazy stuff.
Wow. Well, I think we covered the Mandela effect, not to its entirety. We got off that again, but you know,
an effective episode, if you ask
me. We definitely got into a rabbit hole on the whole Tiananmen Square.
Yeah, but I feel like we raised some questions that
about Tiananmen Square some more. Just leave a comment down below and let us know, and we'll definitely get into some rabbit holes with these whole Mandela effects. We'll do a whole mini series on them, just like we did with the pyramids.
Right. We covered what, three of them today.
Yeah, we got into the Bernstein Bears. I'm sure I might be able to find some childhood books I have. We can go looking around all of our clothes for some Fruit of the Loom stuff. And then we can get into the whole Tiananmen Square some more, because no one really cares about Curious George and all of that, or Sex in the City. So we'll do a deep dive on those three topics here in a little bit. But
awesome. Well, thanks for coming, guys. Thanks for listening to those that are listening. Thanks for watching to those who are watching. Yep, it's always epic here
together.
Yeah, you'll notice a difference in video quality. I'm using a built-in webcam. Austin is using a camera as an external camera. So
yep,
be a difference in quality, but the audio should be similar.
Audio will be just as good as it always has been. But awesome. Like, comment, subscribe, follow us. Creative criticism, you know what to do.
Oh yeah, drop it in the comments. If you're mean, don't be too mean, but if you have to be mean, be nice at the same time. you guys suck, but in a good way. Yeah, something like that. We'll go, really boost our spirits. But either way, you got to deal with more of us. So,
Yeah.
drop some ideas in the comments.
If you're going to be an asshole in the comments, the gay pride middle finger pyramid is still going to come your way.
Oh, yeah. We're going to have a store just for you.
Broepicpodcast.com. Don't have any merch, but we'll eventually have it. Thanks for coming. We'll catch y'all on the next one.
Yep. See you.
Peace.